Endocrine system. Speed na yung activity lang tayo, kahit activity. Speed na yung
mixed words that you need to fix so that it will start making sense to that is connected to our topic. So what is this word? Check. This one. Remove the I. It's Arana. The next one. Adrenaline. This one. Thyroid. Okay. Now let's talk about the endocrine system. So when we say endocrine system, this is a network of organs and glands that releases and produces hormones. Hormones are the body's chemical messenger. Why? Because these hormones travel through the blood vessels to perform various bodily functions, such as metabolism, tissue function, growth, and reproduction. Take note that endocrine system is one of those systems that uses negative feedback loop to maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis is the ability of the body to maintain equilibrium or internal stable environment. However, hormone production or problems with hormone production and response receptors may lead to various health issues, or we can refer to them as endocrinology disease or endocrine disorders. Later on, Mikaela, my partner, will tackle about those endocrine disorders, and they're very interesting. So now, chemistry of hormones. The hormones is grouped into three groups. They are divided into three groups. First, is the amines. Second is the proteins. Third is the steroids. Now, amines, these are a class of hormones that is directly from the modification of amino acids. Okay? When we say amine, these are specifically from tyrosine or tryptophan. So they have critical or important functions, like example, sleep, stress response, mood, metabolism regulation. Okay? So there are also examples of amines such as the epinephrine or norepinephrine for stress hormones, thyroid glands for metabolism, and melatonin for sleep regulation. The third one is steroids. Steroids are a class of organic compounds because they have a specific molecular structure of 17 carbon atoms. 17 carbon atoms arranged in 4 fused rings. So in our body, there are a lot of important hormones, and we may refer to them as steroids. Steroids are directly from cholesterol. They're directly from cholesterol. And now we're going to tackle about hormones. So hormones is the body's chemical messenger. Why? It's because these hormones travel to the blood vessels, and which those hormones are produced by glands of the endocrine system. They do that because the process starts with when they are secreted through the bloodstream and travel to the specific target cells, tissues, or organs to regulate and coordinate with a wide range of many bodily functions. Now, I am only going to repeat or a little bit give some information of steroid hormones. When we say lipid soluble, these steroid hormones, they can actually pass through the cell's plasma membrane. And how do they do that? After they pass through the cell plasma membrane, they go towards those targets. They target those specific cell to so this this binding forms in several hormones, this binding forms a complex to enter the nucleus to regulate gene expression. So they actually influences a lot of physiological process such as metabolism, growth, sexual reproduction, and they know that there are also examples of steroid hormones, or we can refer to sexual hormones, testosterone, estrogen, and stress hormones like cortisol. Now, what are the hormones that are water soluble? So this includes the proteins or peptide hormones, and most of the amines, such as histamine, serotonin, melatonin. So they circulate freely in the bloodstream and act by binding to receptors on the surface of the target cells. They only do that because they want to trigger a cascade of secondary messengers within a cell. Now we are going to tackle about hormonal secretion. This one is very important because we understand, or we should understand this as the process where glands, cells, and tissues release hormones into the body so that they can act as a body's chemical messenger. Within that, in result of regulating a lot of important functions like metabolism, growth, reproduction. Three main types: metabolism, growth, reproduction. Because those three things, I will repeat those three words again and again. So they're often regulated through negative feedback loop so that it can maintain the body's homeostasis. Now we are going to tackle about the mechanism of hormone action, humoral stimuli, neural stimuli, and so let's tackle about first the humoral stimuli. So humoral stimuli refers to the changes in the blood levels of non-hormone chemicals, so such as the ions and nutrients, triggering and inhibit or release of hormones so that they can actually proceed with the doing or maintaining body's homeostasis. So for example, a good example is when high blood glucose levels. Okay? High blood glucose levels stimulate the pancreas to release insulin. And another example is when there is a high blood calcium, low blood calcium level. So the low blood calcium signals the parathyroid glands that they should produce parathyroid hormones to maintain or to raise the calcium levels. And if ever that didn't happen, it can lead to a lot of various health issues. And you will hear about hypercalcemia, high blood calcium, hypocalcemia, low blood calcium. Now we are going to tackle about neural stimuli. So neural, so this originates from the nervous system. So it triggers a specific response in the body, such as the release of hormones and contractions of the muscle. Okay? So these signals are in the form of electrochemical impulses. So this nervous system communicates with various bodily functions, such as in response to internal and external environment. And now the third one. This one is interesting. So this mechanism actually.
So go back to your first reviews. So these are this is very important in anatomy and physiology of the endocrine. The mechanism of action in terms of the release of the hormone and the stimulus that cause the production of the hormone. So one is the humoral, so this is direct, as you were explaining a while ago. So because this is specific, so like for example, if the blood calcium goes down, it's automatic. That signals the parathyroid hormone to be released. Okay? So that's humoral stimuli. So parang direct change depending on the levels of the specific hormone. So para ba siyang it works like yung sa dam, so if the critical level is reached, automatic i-release ng water. So parang ganun siya. Well, the neural is, you mentioned that there must be a signal from through the rest, mga neurons, diba? Nervous system stimulates the central gland of the medulla, for example, to release the epinephrine. Epinephrine is an emergency hormone, norepinephrine, and in the fight or flight responses. So, this happens during mga emergency cases, diba? And there are effects in the muscular systems, in the digestive systems, na when you are in an emergency situation, hindi ka gugutumin, but you become stronger than the regular days because of this hormone. But what you are trying to discuss here is the manner on how these hormones are regulated and produced. So, through humoral and then neural. And then the third one is?
The third one is hormonal stimuli. So this one is very interesting because the mechanism is actually by which one endocrine gland is stimulated to produce or release hormones in response to another hormone that is produced by another gland. This mechanism is really interesting because it wanted to show that the system is in process of coordinating or balancing the endocrine system. Okay? So, typically involving chain reaction of several different hormones and operating primarily through negative feedback. Okay? Now, this one is the actual pictures of humoral, neural, and hormonal. And what we can see in humoral, the capillary blood contains low concentration of calcium. So that would result to stimulating the parathyroid glands to produce parathyroid hormones so that the calcium level will raise. Neurostimuli is preganglionic sympathetic fibers stimulate the adrenal medulla cells. So in the form of and the hormonal stimulus, the hypothalamus secretes hormones that hypothalamus actually and now we are going to talk about pituitary gland. When we say pituitary gland, he is the master of gland. Why? It's because it controls functions of mainly endocrine glands. So, in such as the thyroid, the adrenal, the reproductive glands. So this pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain because it secretes hormones. That regulate the vital bodily functions. That I can repeat. Growth, reproduction, and metabolism. Growth, reproduction, and metabolism. So it receives signals from the hypothalamus. So that the hypothalamus can tell the pituitary gland when to release the hormones to maintain body's homeostasis. So now we are going to talk about thyroid gland. Thyroid gland actually looks like a butterfly-shaped gland and located at the neck. Okay? So this thyroid actually produces hormones regulating metabolism, growth, and development. These hormones primarily produces the thyroxine and triiodothyronine. Okay?
Pag TS4, TSH4 nagpapalabdes sa thyroid, ito yung dinidetermine kung may goiter ba ang isang tao. Diba, this can be determined kung hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, or normal lang. Based on the level ng thyroxine, triiodothyronine. So you can go back to the master gland. Okay, the pituitary gland known as the master gland because this one, most of the organ that produce hormone depends on the product ng pituitary gland, and this is controlled by the hypothalamus. So anterior lobe secretes hormones like. So what are the hormones that is regulated by the pituitary gland?
Pituitary gland, the growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, and adrenergic hormone.
Okay, so what are these hormones? The GH, the growth hormone, the thyroid stimulating hormone, what does this stimulate? And the adrenocorticotropic hormone, the ACTH. And then the oxytocin and the antidiuretic hormone. So, what are the glands that need this product of pituitary gland? That if you remove pituitary gland, those organs will not produce such hormone because the stimulating hormone is produced by the master gland, hence called the master gland. Like oxytocin, what does it stimulate? So you can recognize indeed it is a master gland. So you mentioned already that the TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone, needed by the thyroid gland to produce the hormone. So the growth hormone, saan yan siya sinisigil? And then the ACTH, the adrenocorticotropic hormone. And then the antidiuretic hormone. So what are the organs where these products are delivered, so that particular organ or gland can also produce the necessary hormone. Okay? So, go to the next. Okay. So, you will be, then later you answer.
So we are actually going to continue with parathyroid glands. So parathyroid glands, these are glands that are four small endocrine glands. So they are located in the neck, just right behind the thyroid gland. Okay? So usually they produce parathyroid hormones, which regulates the body's calcium and phosphorus levels to maintain calcium homeostasis. Okay? So this is really important because low calcium can affect muscles and nerves. While imbalances in parathyroid function can lead to various health issues such as the hypercalcemia and hypocalcemia. The next one is the adrenal
That is
glands.
why yung mga tao na tinanggalan ng thyroid gland due to goiter, due to tumor or cancer, they're really parang advised to take calcium because they don't have anymore the gland that regulates. Yeah. And then blood calcium, parang lifetime hindi nila yung maintenance na. So, the adrenal glands, adrenal medulla secretes epinephrine. So, what hormone coming from the master gland that will stimulate the production of the epinephrine?
What type of hormone? The amines.
The amines hormone na pinoproduce ng pituitary gland. So, adrenal glands, because adrenal glands are, wait, hindi mo kasi pinakita pa. Adrenal glands are found above the kidney.
At the top of each kidney.
Yeah, top of the kidney. Again, bilateral symmetry, so there are two. Because there are two kidney So sa taas ng kidney is the adrenal gland. And this is the one that produce the epinephrine and the norepinephrine. So yung parathyroid, sa thyroid din siya. Yung adrenal, nasa kidney na. So bumaba ka na doon sa kidney.
Okay, so I will just, the adrenal glands are a pair of small glands. So they are located at the top of each kidney, and their functions is to regulate metabolism and also blood pressure, stress response, and immune system. So each gland has two main parts. The first one is the outer adrenal medulla, cortex, outer adrenal cortex, which produces steroid hormones. Steroid hormones like the aldosterone to maintain balance in the water.
Remember that the kidney is it regulates the mineral and the water balance. So, it produces urine, right? So, kailangan ma-regulate yung mga minerals doon, only waste like urea that goes to the urine. But the water is regulated and it requires hormone. That is the very reason why adrenal glands is very near also into the kidney. So, ang mataas lang siya because it needs those hormones.
And another pair of it is the inner adrenal medulla. So this one produces the epinephrine and norepinephrine. That is, so this one is the adrenal gland that shows each parts, which is the medulla, the blood vessels, kidney, and the adrenal gland. So another major endocrine organ is the pancreas. So the pancreas is located at the upper abdomen and just behind the stomach. It acts as both an excrete that helps in the digestion and endocrine that regulates our blood sugar. And in the endocrine part, the pancreas contains the islets of the Langerhans that releases two important hormones, the insulin and the glucagon. So the insulin lowers our blood sugar by helping the cells absorb the glucose, and the glucagon raises our blood sugar by signaling the liver to release the stored glucose. So this
What is
hormone,
the stored glucose? What do you call that stored glucose? Yes. Anybody? What is that? The animal starch. Glycogen. You mentioned that before, di ba?
so this
So, try to remember the location of the pancreas. That's the stomach.
so these hormones work together to maintain a stable blood sugar level.
Yes, because once the pancreas is not functional, that is the very reason why the sugar cannot be regulated. So nothing will assist for the sugar to get into the cell, so it cannot be metabolized. The sugar amount will rises in the blood, which is toxic because all the glucose should get into the cell for it to be metabolized. So that is aided by the insulin. Okay? So pag wala yung insulin, anong ginagawa? Anong ginagawa? Nag-inject ng insulin. Nag-inject dito sa abdominal part.
Next is the pineal gland. The pineal gland is found deep inside the brain, specifically at the center of the center between the two hemispheres. So this gland secretes the melatonin, in which it regulates our sleep-wake cycles. So when it is dark, the melatonin increases, telling our body that it is time to sleep. And when it is daytime, the melatonin decreases, To help us think.
Because of this, no, I remember my son when he was in kinder actually. Whenever you ask him to sleep, why will you ask me to sleep when it's daytime? Because daytime are for daily activities, nighttime is for sleeping. And that is where your hormones produce. Ito yung mga problema ng may insomnia. Diba? So, this is something to do with the melatonin. So, ang ginagawa ko hindi makatulog, ang iba umiinom ng melatonin tablets or sleeping pills. Okay naman ang sleeping pills as long as it is prescribed you are under prescription of a doctor. Kasi depende man sa needs mo. Mayroong mga pinapainom 1/4 na may 1/2. Kung ayaw mo magising, iba na hindi na lang nila. Pero like, may mga tao, like for example, matakot ka mag-fly and then mag-abroad, yung mga matagal ang flight, like US, 17 hours, mga ganyan. Already na-try it myself, hindi pa naman ako lumalabas ng bansa. So, yung iba, ganun ang sinishare nila. They are taking melatonin tablet para makatulog sila. But normally, the very reason why we need the light, diba? Because that helps condition yourself to sleep and regulates also the sleeping wake cycles. Kaya noon may penetration na tutulong talaga sila na if you want na wala kang problema sa baby, yung bagong panganak, kasi blanco pa man yan sila, no? Hindi pa man nila alam may mga patterns, may ganyan. So it will help, like from daytime, dadalhin mo siya sa sala. So, maano yung maliwalas yung environment for the baby to recognize, so it's daytime. And then, paggabi, saka mo siya ipasok kung saan siya natutulog. Para hindi ka mahirapan, kumbaga, mahirapan para mag-adjust. Because there are some baby na hindi rin marunong ang mga mothers na nasa duyan lang, sa whole day, tapos pag whole night, pilitin matulog, ilagay na naman sa duyan. So, parang gulo-gulo na ang bata kung 24 hours mo magduyan. Ganun ba? Diba usually? So, kailangan niya tina-transfer para they will be acquainted with the condition. So, pag nasa ganito na silang lugar, kailangan matulog na. So, tayo din, kayo, mga teenager, mga adult, you have really to train yourself to at least sleep 6 to 8 hours because this is, ito yung mga challenges ngayon sa mga kabataan. Ni-reverse nila, ikaw ba nag-report, diba sabi mo, pag daytime, pag nighttime, ito siya mag-secrete para ma-regulate ang sleeping. So, kinukontra nyo yung sarili nyo, diba? Madami kasi hindi natutulog. Kailangan ang sleep time ng katawan because that is the time where all the cells will undergo rest and repair. Kasi kailangan din. Kung ayaw nila i-repair, nabahala na kayo. Sino dito natutulog ng 6 hours? 7 hours.
6, 5, 6, 4.
Critical level daw yung 3 hours na tinutulog. Tapos ang iba, 3 hours ang tinutulog. Daytime matutulog. Hindi mo daw mababawi yung gabi na.
Mas pagod na siya.
So,
Next is the gonads. So the ovaries is located on both sides of the uterus and the testis is inside the scrotum. So this, or the gonads, is responsible for producing the sex hormones for reproductive functions and secondary sexual characteristics. The ovaries produces the estrogen and the progesterone that regulates our menstrual cycle, the pregnancy and the female characteristics. And the testis, on the other hand, produces the testosterone that controls the sperm production and the male characteristics. a major role in physical development and reproduction.
Yeah, especially the estrogen. Yan ang tinitake ng mga tao na gusto nilang malaki yung boobs nila. So they're taking in pills that contains the estrogen. Okay, so I hope you also include in your the mga current, ano ba, nangyayari current trend, like what is the effect of too much consumption of these hormones? So, yun sana ang sinali enhancement topic. Kasi, di ba, like for example, si Jake Cyrus, di ba? She underwent hysterectomy, the complete removal of ovaries, uterus, the female reproductive organ. I want you to discuss what are the side effects or the hormonal changes that she might be going through in relation to the production of the hormone.
The next is that so this is found in the brain, just above the pituitary gland. So this is the main link between the nervous and the brain system. It also controls the body functions such as hunger, thirst, and temperature.
Lahat yan, kaya puta naman siya. It controls the pituitary gland.
And most importantly, is it regulates the pituitary gland known as the master gland in serotonin, because it controls many other endocrine. So now we're going to talk about the endocrinologist. So this happens when the body has a hormonal imbalance, and this occurs when the gland produces too much or too little hormones. And when this happens, the normal body processes are being affected. And some common examples include the diabetes, the thyroid disorder, like the hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism, and conditions affecting the adrenal glands, such as the Addison's disease, the Cushing syndrome, and the disorder that affects the women, the fetus or the polycystic ovary syndrome, osteoporosis, and growth disorders like the Gleigen.
Okay, what is that Addison's disease? Cushing syndrome.
So, first is the diabetes mellitus, commonly known as the diabetes. So it is a common endocrine disease that is characterized by having a high sugar levels remain for a long period of time. So this happens when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin, or the body cannot use the insulin properly. So since we know that insulin helps move the sugar from the blood into the cells, so when the insulin is lacking or is not working, the sugar builds up in our bloodstream. And in some cases, the insulin-producing cells are being destroyed, making the diabetes more severe. So next is the hyperthyroidism. So this occurs when the thyroid gland produces too much thyroid hormone. So having too much thyroid hormone speeds up the metabolism and leads to rapid heartbeat, weight loss, heat intolerance, nervousness, and irritability. So the term thyrotoxicosis refers to any condition where the thyroid gland levels are elevated, and some people use this term interchangeably with the hyperthyroidism, but the thyrotoxicosis is just the broader term. So next is the hypo, the opposite of the hyperthyroidism. So this happens when the thyroid gland does not produce enough thyroid hormones. And when this happens, this slows down the body's processes and causes extreme fatigue, poor ability to tolerate cold, muscle aches, constipation.
So, what is the case of hypothyroidism?
Yung hindi po nag-produce ng enough thyroid hormones.
So, how is it diagnosed? In terms of medical condition, how is it diagnosed? How would you know? Like, for example, if you are a patient that parang may duda ka na, how will you submit yourself for diagnosis? What is an indicator that you are hypothyroidism? Marami naman yan, and common symptoms yan. Poor ability to tolerate cold, extreme fatigue, muscle aches, pwede din yan, may nakain ka, yung mga ganun ba, constipation, slow heart rate, depression, weight gain. So, halimbawa, mayroon ka mga symptoms na yun, that is not specific for hypothyroidism, what I mean. So, how can you be medically diagnosed that you are hypothyroidism? Anong chine-check sa'yo to confirm? You know that these symptoms, most of the symptoms are generalized, kumbaga generic.
Ano daw? Blood test.
Blood test. Ano sa blood test ang tinitingnan?
TSH yung thyroid stimulating.
THS? Ano? Pag mababa, mataas?
Low, often with a low. A high TSH level, often with a low T4 yung thyroxine.
So that is the case of, kasi nilagay nyo sa report niyo, I am waiting that you will give the, because this is anatomy and physiology class, you cannot just say, kasi nga, katulad ng sinabi ko, yung mga symptoms na yan, gagawin ko kasi gagawin ko, na maano na naman siya. Kasi parang common siya, generic siya. So I'm expecting nilagay niyo diyan, how is a person being diagnosed? So anong ginagawa niya? Magpa-blood test. Paano siya mag-detect? O yun, pag mababa ang thyroid stimulating hormone, the TSH, specifically, yun pa lang kayo nag-research. So I am expecting, when you report for a disease, for example, and the mode of diagnosis and the mode of treatment, parang clinically, anong ginagawa dito? So you can relate to its anatomical value and the physiological aspects. Please remember that what we would like to achieve to maintain physiologically healthy is to maintain homeostasis. So, hypothyroidism, yes, that's very true. Madali yan sila makapil ng cold. Hindi sila halos makatolerate pag siya malamig na lugar. Madali lang din sila mapagod. But there are times kasi, kung palagi ka naman din nagtatrabaho, madali ka din mapagod. But it doesn't mean na meron kang hypothyroidism. Pero, to confirm na mayroon hypothyroidism, mababa yung TSH mo, the T4. Kasi aside from hypothyroidism, meron din hyperthyroidism.
Madami na sobra yung thyroid.
This one is the opposite. But both are bulging ba ang thyroid gland?
Ang hyper lang po. Ano siya? Bulging. Pag hyperthyroidism, ano siya ng bulging.
Bulging eyes. How about the thyroid gland? Because in your both pictures, both are bulging. That one is hypothyroidism. This one is hyper. Endothermic. Yes. Winter is another parang endocrine diseases. Parang may bukol talaga. Depende. Kung anong level. Kung bukol, worse. Kung halimbawa, cancer siya. Kung malina. So meaning, madali yung magaling. Usually, ang hypothyroidism, ang tinitest din sa hypothyroidism if it is autoimmune or not. Diba? I hope you encounter that one. So, may mga cases na they are hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism and they are being tested whether it's autoimmune or not. Once it is autoimmune, so there's another parang treatment. Pag not autoimmune, they have also separate treatment, but both are given a maintenance. Wherein usually hypothyroidism, they are given maintenance to take in hormone, and they are taking it regularly, like it's a lifetime maintenance.
Long-term endocrine disorder, and it occurs when the adrenal glands fail to produce cortisol and aldosterone. So these hormones help regulate our stress, metabolism, and saltwater balance. So low levels of cortisol and aldosterone can cause weakness, weight loss, low blood pressure, and serious health problems.
So, ano yan siya? Anong problema niya? What hormone is affected? What gland is affected? Flash out. Steroid hormone, cortisol.
It produces not enough cortisol and aldosterone.
What is this? Is this genetic disorder? One reporter. Advice to other reporter, when you report, please be fully loaded with the information of what you are going to present. Because it's really difficult to convince your audience pag ikaw mismo hindi mo alam. Because when you are education students, when you report, treat it as if you are, it is really your role to convey information, to inform your audience. So how can you inform them if you yourself do not know about it? Because this is not just a matter of reading your PowerPoint there. You are giving information. So, again, anong ibibigay mo pag hindi mo din alam? Dapat, na talaga, extensive na ang research na dito. How inadequate is the production, how it is being tested clinically. Ano ba yan? So that one is the morphological description of the disease. So this is what is seen by clinician. So So, anong meron sa dila? According to the research, how can you assess that it has an Addison's disease? Anong meron sa dila? Kasi pwede din man yung kumain lang ng bubble tab, ganyan ang dila. Diba? O, ngayon, since dyan sa picture 1 mo, ganyan ang dila, anong titingnan natin dyan sa top niya? What is in her tongue that can be used to assess Addison's disease?
The signs of hyperpigmentation.
The signs of hyperpigmentation. So, you see also, evident also in yung mga dito-dito niya. Diba? So, meron sa kuko. You know, skin coloration, discoloration, is also used to assess the physical health of a person. So, in that case, how about in the palm? Okay, we understand that makikita niyo yung mga dito, diba? Oh. So, hyperpigmented. So, that's one. Then, how about in the palm? What's in the palm? What's in the palm? Hyperpigmentation. Because that's normal, yes, di ba? The picture, wala naman nangyayari. Paano wala tumitin ng tao? Kasi hindi naman lahat na nag-hyperpigmentation dito na may sakit din yan. Meron din. Kulay nila. Diba?
Is the PCOS or the polycystic ovary syndrome. So this is a hormonal disorder in women of reproductive age. And it causes or it is marked by irregular periods, excess male hormones or androgens, and the polycystic ovaries or may mga cyst ovaries nila. And symptoms may include acne, hirsutism or excess facial and body hair, and infertility. And it cannot be cured, but it can be managed through lifestyle changes such as diet and exercise, and with medications like the hormonal contraceptives or metformin.
The PCOS kasi is, not all with PCOS are infertile or infertile. Because when you say infertile, hindi na bubangis. Okay? But usually, it depends on the severity of the condition. No? But when you say kasi polycystic, marami silang maliliit. Because normally, sa reproductive, anyway, if you also report, normally, each ovary, di ba, develop one ovum niya per cycle. And the cycle differs. Meron 26-day cycle, meron 27, meron 30. This is the usual, regular cycle when maabot ng 31 days. However, there are some female, they will experience the menstrual cycle in once in 3 months, once in 6 months, once a year. Okay? So, they are not abnormals. It so happened their menstrual cycle is not regular and it is always due to the hormone cycles as well, because it's the hormones that regulates the development of the egg in the ovary, the release of the egg, and the egg will travel, and the egg together with the endometrial lining, this will be discussed by the reporter, diba, will be degenerated and will go out the hormone next. So what goes out of the body is, it's not a reduction of the blood from the circulatory system. Okay? Iba yun siya, dumi yun siya. Actually, menstruation is a form of cleansing of the reproductive organ. Polycystic, there are many cysts in the ovary. So, that may affect the normal development of one ovum and become para siyang receptive for fertilization. So, poorly developed, underdeveloped due to that reasons. So, ang nangyayari, meron din na reproduce. So, it cannot be cured according to some references to the books, the internet, but it can be managed. Diba? It can be managed.